Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, Doha, Qatar, for the match number 15 of the competition. It's going to be an exciting side in United Challengers taking on the team Stallions in the first match. Total of 2 matches scheduled for today as well. A lot of expectation from the team United Challengers, in particular the way they batted in their first match. Despite scoring 148, they had to concede a defeat because Marcos was so brilliant in that game, getting over the line with 1 ball to spare. So they would like to continue with the same batting form. If they can do it, there is certainly a possibility for the team to qualify for the playoffs. Excellent conditions here. The breeze is blowing across the ground and the lights are on. Lush green outfield and surface which has been challenging at times. How the pitch is going to behave tonight, Mikhail Vaswani is narrating the pitch for us.
It's time to get you a lowdown on the surface out here. Fair to say that this surface has changed texture and mood with each passing day. It's very hard to ascertain what kind of surface will be on offer. We've seen scores of 148 being chased down, and we've also seen some low scores during the course of play in the last 7 days. But what we've also understood is that the par score on this particular surface has been something close to 90-100, and that has been an intimidating target for teams chasing. We'll just go down once again towards the good length area. Lot of dry grass over here, and that's an indication that this will once again play very, very different and indifferent rather. As simple as that. No live grass at all. The cracks have actually closed this time around, so you'd want to believe the ball will come onto the bat, but it'll present an opportunity under lights with a new ball to the seamers as well. We've not seen too many spinners in operation over here. More importantly, it's the medium pacers bowling gentle floaters. But going by the trend and what most teams are deciding, win toss, bat first, put the runs on the board. Remember, it's the business end. You want to really consolidate your position in the points table. So if I'm the captain, I will win the toss and put the runs on the board.
Thank you, Mikhail. Thank you very much. It promises to be a challenging surface tonight. We do not know exactly what's going to transpire, but batting first is still a safe option. 2 captains and a match referee, and we are all set for that important decision, batting first or bowling first. Here is the toss for you. Ooredoo presents QCA T10 Cup 2022, match number 15 of the competition. I've been joined by 2 captains and match referee here for the toss. Captain of United Challengers will spin the coin, and the captain of Stallions will call it. Captain, United Challengers to spin the coin.
Heads is the call.
Head is the call.
It's a tail.
It's a tail. So United Challengers winning the toss. Batting first or bowling first?
We would like to do the batting first in this surface. Looks like a very good wicket. We want to put some score on the card, and we'll do that.
Pressure of coming back into the contest because you lost the first match.
Yeah, it was a close game. We lost it due to some silly mistakes on that. So we'll come back strongly in this game.
What is the ideal bowling combination, fast bowlers and spinners, on this particular surface?
Yeah, it looks like mixed bowling, like bowlers with the fast and spinners. Both will work in this surface.
All the very best for today's contest.
Thank you.
You are forced to bowl first. You would have done anything different from this?
No, I think we will also have ideally want to bat first, but even in last game, I think we proved that we can come close to the total. This is an important match for both the teams. In fact, it's kind of a must win. So don't think so there is much choice. I think we have learned from the last game, and we will try and apply not to do the same mistake in this game, and hopefully restrict them under 100 runs and chase the score well on time.
Any changes from your unit that played the last match?
Yeah, there are about 3 changes. We have strengthened the all-round and also the batting department a bit, learning from the last game.
What's the safe total to get in the first 3 overs, the mandatory power play overs?
The very difficult one, I think, considering the average in this tournament started right from 10 runs per over to about 15 runs per over. So I think ideally 3 overs, somewhere close to about 30 runs is something which we would like to restrict. And similarly, while chasing, we try and get maximum as possible because that decides the momentum. It's the game of momentum.
All the best for today's contest.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the news from here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha, Qatar, under lights is that United Challengers captain winning the toss and deciding to bat first. So United Challengers winning the toss and deciding to bat first want to take the full use of the fresh pitch, and will they be able to utilize the conditions or not? The bowling will be challenging, and how it pans out. How has the preparation been? Let's find out with one of the players from United Challengers. QCA Ramadan T10 Cup, and I'm in conversation with Satish from United Challenges, basically a top order batter. How has your experience been of coming into this league and playing here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium?
I mean, we've got this excellent tournament and organized by and sponsored by Ooredoo and organized by QCA. And these are the top teams playing for the trophy out here. And the experience has been good. It's on the turf wicket. We've noticed that the bounce has been pretty high, and then it's been skidding through. We're expecting maybe going maybe a couple of more days and more matches that happen on this turf wicket. Maybe the ball will start keeping a little low. So we're just planning that maybe the spinners might be more useful in the later matches.
Also challenging the challenge of hitting all around the wicket through the offside and through the onside. We have seen batters quite comfortable hitting the ball through the onside, but what all things you need to do in order to adopt your play that suits the offside play as well?
Exactly, you have to play the field as well. These days everybody's smart, so they're all bowling to the field. So you have to innovate at times and just move around the crease so that you don't let the bowler settle down. And this is a very tough competition and format for the bowlers, because everybody's going for the shots, so they're bound to get hit. And again, having said that, we have to just play around with the field. Every ball you can't hit for a 6, and we can't lose too many wickets as well. So we have to be more calculated in our approach.
Also the tempo of the innings, this is 60 balls only, so you got 10 batsmen, 60 balls. How should they approach this T10 version? Because should they slow down in the middle stage of the innings, or should they continue to attack from the ball go?
Yes, tempo has to be maintained irrespective of you win, irrespective of you lose the wicket or whatever happens, because once you lose the rhythm and tempo, and there's no coming back. It's just you lose 2 overs, 2 tight overs, and the match is almost gone. So tempo has to be maintained, and that's what we discuss as well in our team meetings, that we have to try to go not from the ball 1, but maybe ball 2, ball 3, just assess the condition and just then go. That's it.
Working at the same time playing the game of cricket, how do you maintain this balance, and how do you keep your passion going for the game of cricket?
I know. See, I used to play for Maharashtra a long time back, and it was always my passion. And of course, I've been working now, and it's actually a pleasure to keep my passion alive. And we're actually happy that this kind of a tournament was organized, and we actually pray that more tournaments like these are organized so that we can actually fulfill our passion and our love for this game.
Thank you very much for the chat, and all the best for today's game.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
That was Satish from United Challengers talking through about his experience of coming here and playing the T10 version of the game, and also the challenges as a batting unit to adopt to these changes, turf wickets and white balls as well. So that was Satish talking about how he's trying his way through to adapt to the conditions here, and how he wants to bat in the challenges which have been presented by the bowlers on turf wickets. And speaking to the Stallion player, top order opening batter since Syed Sheikh, it's Mikhail Vaswani.
I am in conversation with a very exciting prospect from Qatar cricket, playing in the under-19s of Qatar cricket. At the moment, he's also representing the Stallions Sports Centre, Sheikh Zaid Hussain. Sheikh, wonderful talking to you. How are you enjoying this experience? 15 years of age, I'm sure it's all new for you.
Yeah, it's a new experience for me, but a great opportunity for me to make a mark in this tournament and for my future.
So tell us more about your playing profile and playing role.
I'm a wicketkeeper batsman, an opening batsman for Stallion Sports. I'm a part of Qatar under-19.
Talk us through your cricketing journey. Have you played back in India? It's all been in Qatar only.
No, I've started my cricket in Qatar here. which I'm grateful for. I started playing as a young boy for Stallions Cricket Academy, and then I made up into the Stallions club team.
And how's the experience of playing for Qatar under 19? How did that happen?
Uh, I got into the team when I was 13 in the under 19 team. From there on, I've learned a lot. We've had no tours so far. We have one coming soon. So yeah.
How's the start in this competition been, and how would you like to describe this experience of playing under lights in front of cameras?
Yeah, playing under lights is a new thing for us. Challenging, but now we have got used to it. We have got hold of the wicket. It's a great opportunity for us. Close game. We ended up on the losing side, but it's a lot to learn for us.
On a personal front, you learnt a lot?
Yeah, a lot from the game, how to approach the game, how we start, how do we take on to wicket and everything.
Right, I believe you come from Bihar and Kolkata, you have your roots over there, and how many years you've been over here now, and what's the future plans ahead?
Well, I've been around in Qatar for around 7 to 8 years now, and well, as long as cricket's alive here, I'm going to be here.
And we want to see more of you as well. Good luck for all the matches lined up ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Right, Sheikh Zayed Hussain for Stallion Sports Centre, 15 years of age, playing under 19 cricket and also playing the Qatar T10.
The preparation, how they want to approach this particular game. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me is Raja Anjum. Good evening, Raja. An exciting game ahead of us.
Good evening, Devinder, and good evening to everyone tuned in live on their television sets across the world. It's an all-important encounter here tonight between the United Challengers and Stallions. United Challengers winning the toss and electing to bat first in this game.
A lot of talent in the batting department for the United Challengers after winning the toss and decided to bat first. They got 148 in their first match and would love to post that kind of a total, but as Mikhail mentioned in the pitch, that it's a moody surface. You do not know exactly how it's going to behave unless you experience full 10 overs. It will take at least 2 to 3 overs to realize what should be the game plan on this particular surface and what could be a safe total on this wicket if you're setting the total. Two umpires have already arrived. The fielding team is coming on the ground at the moment. The breeze is picking up. It's peaking up at the moment. It's a lovely evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, where the expectations are high expectations from United players, as they are one of the favorite sides coming into this competition to win this first edition of the QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022.
Absolutely, they won their last game. United Challengers posting that mammoth target. Unfortunately, ended up being on the losing side. And they would know that. They don't have to do a lot different in this game. Make sure they get that target again. And yes, they have to bowl and field better. There's hardly any doubt about that. Yeah, in terms of the wicket, Devinder, I do feel it's starting to deteriorate a little bit. There were signs of wear and tear yesterday as we look at the teams.
Riyaz seen to open the batting for the team with Anaf. He's in good form, getting runs in the first match as well, and Sunil, and they got Imran and Satish Kumar. Askar. Satish Kumar is a fine middle order batter, has the experience of playing cricket with the Maharashtra cricket as well before coming to Qatar and settling down. So he's trying to get the good balance between work and play. And Askar Ali Muhammad, Farhan Nasir Muhammad, Imras Rifan and M. Rikas. That's the team. United Challengers, a batting heavy unit. The bowling hasn't been up to the mark in this tournament so far for the United Challengers, but that's the team. Stallion Sports Centre in a must-win situation to stay alive in the competition.
Yeah, we've got Deepak Singh captaining the side along with his deputy Sheikh Zayed Hussain. We've got Asif Saeed, Wasif Naim, Ronak Singh, Abdul Rafi. He'd be the man to look out for in tonight's game as we get underway already. Yeah, and a bit of bounce there already, Devinder. That ball lifting up.
That has been the highlight for the last 2 to 3 days. Whenever they're managing to hit the back of length region, they get a little bit of extra bounce from the surface. And along with that bounce, if there is inconsistency in bounce, that will be more challenging. If it's a consistent bounce, batters can adjust too. They got wide slip in position. This time he gets it over the top of cover. Won't go to the boundary. They will open the account of the innings by 2 runs.
Yeah, that ball there to be hit slightly full gave the opportunity to the batsman to go after it because it was slightly wide as well. Two contrasting deliveries already, one short and bouncing, the second full and just wide outside the off stump.
At the toss, the captain of the Stallions was of the opinion if they concede 30 runs and take 1 wicket or 2 wickets in the first 3 overs, they will be satisfied with their performance. So will they be able to take 2 wickets or 32 many runs? Looking at the surface, plenty of questions to be answered.
Yeah, I think in T10 format of the game, it's more about how many runs you can contain in the first 3. As Deepak Singh walks into ball his 4 delivery. He's gone down the track and he's dismissed that of his presence. First boundary of the innings, and that was a shot of authority.
It is started in the 90s in limited overs cricket, in the white ball cricket. Jayasuriya, Ramesh Kaluvitharana, and Tendulkar, Navjot Singh Sidhu taking over. Then it has become a trend in limited overs cricket. Batsmen coming down the pitch and taking the chances, looking to utilize the field restrictions to good effect, and that was a good connection. He just lifted it over the top of the man at the mid-off region and down to the boundary for 4. Good shot, good confident hit from enough man in form. He goes again, it's gone high, it's traveling, it's going, it's gone out of here for a 6.
Well, he played that ball off through the offside on the first delivery. Second ball, it was in his zone, and he has lifted that one up absolutely disdainfully for his first 6 of the innings. And wow, he's making a statement already. He's going after the bowlers, and we are in for one heck of a night tonight.
Still the field remained the same. They got 3rd man on the boundary, man at the square leg on the boundary, mid-off and mid-on, still up in the circle. As the batsman has been given the challenge to hit it into the breeze, and he has played 2 mighty shots into the breeze and has been successful in getting a couple of boundaries away as well. Now a reactionary change in the field. The fielder from the mid-off region is going on the boundary, and 3rd man is coming inside the circle.
And this time it was a touch short. It was flashed hard, cut hard. Was lucky there, the bowler, that Ahnaf wasn't able to find the gap. He was there to be hit.
A lot depends on the mindset of the player as well, along with the pitch conditions. Some players like to assess the pitch conditions and then formulate their game plans accordingly. But in T10, you do not have much time. It's about utilizing the 60 deliveries. If you keep wickets in hand and you don't score enough runs, it's of no use. So no wonder he has come out with that clear mindset, clear intention of smoking the cricket ball hard. First over, yielding 12 runs for his classy strokes.
Yeah, it's a game of runs, it's a game of aggression, it's a game of fire, and that's exactly what we're here for. Ahnaf in this first over, taking the attack to the bowlers, being proactive, using his feet, and playing positive cricket, and that's what's required in this format of the game. Lots of changes in the meantime taking place in the field.
Man at the 3rd man on the boundary, man at the square leg on the boundary, 2 men outside the 30-yard circle, mid-off and mid-on, still up in the circle. And Abdul has been given the new ball from the industrial street end.
And this time was a touch short again, reminiscent of that first delivery in the first over. The ball pitched around that good length and then kicking off unexpectedly.
Well, the bounce has been consistent so far in this innings. Only 7 deliveries bowled, but he's getting good bounce from the surface, and focus has been on bowling seam-up deliveries rather than looking for those slower deliveries.
Yeah, again on good length, he dabbed that ball away to point. We'll look for a second there, but it's not on, so they will settle for one. Yes, Devinder, talking about bounce and also movement, I think, has been consistent. There are no demons in the wicket so far.
It seems the pitch curator has done the magic, doling out an excellent surface to bat on. And gets it fine. There's a protection there at the boundary at the square leg region. As he comes across and makes the throw, 2 more runs taken. So an up moves on to 12 of 6. Now 14 of 7.
Yeah, drifting down on his legs on that occasion, and thank you very much, he says. A nice couple on offer. I'll take that tonight, any night. Comes that ball, and this is a bit short. He slashed hard. There is a third man in place. When you cut hard, they say. That's exactly what he did. There was a fieldsman down there, though, so just the one.
Not much of width to play that shot. Tried to give it of room to himself, getting the thick edge in the process of cutting the ball. He wanted to get it over the top of the man at the point, or between point and a man at the backward point, but managed only a thick edge down to third man. This time he's beaten with a beautiful outswinger, a floater.
Yeah, he wanted to send that ball right out of the stadium there, did Riaz. Not quite getting to the pitch of it, and the connection wasn't there.
Now betting on 15 of 8 is at the non-striker end at the moment. This has been very good over. Just 4 runs so far, and it will remain now with that overthrow. They will collect the 5th run from the over, and excellent over from Abdul, the second over of the contest, and it is 17 for no wicket. Plenty of batters at the top of the order with the capability of playing explosive cricket. Riaz is betting on 2 of 4, and Hanaf in a great form, 15 of 8. Sunil, Imran, Satish Kumar. Basically, Satish Kumar is a top order player because such is the strength and capability in the batting department for the team United Challengers that he's been forced to bat at number 5.
In the meantime, we see Umair coming into the attack. He started off well in the last game, bowled a maiden, but then lost the plot a little bit with the number of wides he bowled. We'll have to see if he can manage that control in this first. So it's so important you start well in a T10 game. And he comes with this first ball. And a hint of movement. Wide signal by the umpire down the leg side.
He's going to operate at different lengths looking at the field. They got long off and long on in place, so his preferred option would be pitching the ball up and looking to get some movement.
Well, that was a good delivery on that occasion. Wide, making the batsman stretch. And a dot ball the result.
United Challengers winning the toss and batting first, 18 for no wicket. We are into the third over, the last over of the field restrictions. Good delivery once again. And the second over was very impressive. And now Umair trying to complement his partner. It's up to a very good start in this over as well. Umair.
So when he comes for the third ball of this over. Slightly full this time. He's driven it. There's a fieldsman out there, and he will cut that one off. They will come back for the second in the meantime. Good piece of running. Good calling there. Great coordination.
Again, the full length delivery. A little bit of movement as well, and that's why I couldn't get into the gap where he wanted to put that ball away to the boundary. And was gently hit through the offside to collect 2 more runs. full again. Series of full length deliveries.
Yeah, Ahnaf seems to be a batsman who's got a range of strokes, capable of playing around the clock. But Umair has started off well in this over, not giving him any width. Neither has he given him any opportunity to get underneath the ball.
The Stallions Sports Centre can reduce the opponent, can restrict them below 100. It will be a huge task, I feel, for LBW. But might have taken the inside edge. Also, the impact was well outside the off stump as the batsman was shuffling across, trying to work the ball through the onside.
It did look a little bit close on the first side, but Umair is swinging the ball as well, so that's one thing that the umpire has to keep into consideration as well when making those decisions. This time a Boats' run up halfway. Something distracted him.
Batter seems to be not ready to face the delivery. This has been very good over, just conceding 5 runs. Good shot. And just over that, running fielder for a 6. Beautifully timed, an effortless stroke, going all the way for a 6.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot that was! A one-handed maximum. He's got some serious power, some serious muscle, this kid, and he's turning it on tonight.
28, off to a breezy start in this breezy evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Deepak Singh going for 12 in the first over. Abdul conceding just 5 runs and 11 coming off Umair's over as well. 28 without losing any wicket. This has been an excellent start in the batting department after winning the toss and batting first. Introduction of a spin. Ronak has been introduced from the industrial street end.
One-handed 6 by Ahnaf, quite reminiscent of Rishabh Pant. Plays that shot regularly in the limited format of the game and plays it really effectively as well. As Ronak Singh has been brought into the attack. Go. And really good start, that ball, pitching and then holding its line.
Most important aspect when you're bowling spin, your length has to be accurate. Where batsman is confused about the business of using his feet, whether to come forward, go back, or use his feet or not. This time he has launched it straight down the ground, and it clears the boundary with consummate ease for a 6.
Yeah, stand and deliver there. It was in his zone, nicely tossed up. All he had to do was swing his arms, and swing his arms he did.
Will he still toss the ball up to a batsman who is stroking the ball beautifully, and up on to 24 of 12. Runs in the first outing as well, runs today. This time goes through the onside, and this could be caught. Yes, the catch is taken, and Ronak has struck in his first over after conceding a 6. Dangerous looking Ahnaf is out for 24, caught in the deep.
Oh, he's absolutely cock-a-hoop, is Ronak, and I like the way he stuck to his guns there. First ball, a similar delivery, being whacked for 6, but was brave enough to flight it again, just held the length back slightly, and it paid dividends. He's picked up another wicket. That's what bravery can do. They say fortune favors the brave, and that was a personified example of just that.
$34 for 1. United challenges, dangerous looking man. Ahnaf is out, caught on the boundary. Fetching it from outside the off stump. Looking to hit the mid-wicket region, got the top edge. And enough time for the fielder from the mid-wicket position to come underneath and accept the catch. And he did it safely.
When we saw in the last few games when a spinner, there were a couple of spinners who got hit for sixes on their first balls, and then all of a sudden they panicked and they started bowling wide outside the off stumps, just losing the plot. Ronak is a good example of how you need to make a comeback if you are hit for a six on your first ball.
There's a flatter quicker, shorter as well. Just a single. Day number 8 of the competition. Ooredoo presents QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022, match number 15. United Challengers batting first after winning the toss. Pulled away and pulled away effectively for a run here.
Now he's becoming a little bit predictable. All 4 deliveries in this over have been bowled at a similar type of a pace. As he is coming in to bowl the last ball of this over. Again flatted up, and that's what I was talking about. The batsman on this occasion waiting back, staying on the back foot. Lucky that he wasn't able to find the gap.
Especially the top order batters, they like pace on the ball, and he's bowling slow through the air, and it has become really a challenge for the batters to generate that extra power into the stroke to parry it over the boundary. Riaz is batting on 11 of 10, and Mohammad, the batsman, out for 24 of 13 deliveries, and Sunil has just walked in. It's on 1 of 1. 37 for 1 after 4 overs. United Challengers will be happy the way they have been able to put the innings underway in 4 overs, the progression of the innings as well.
I think they'll be relatively pleased given the nature of this wicket and the fact that it's been challenging to chase totals here. And this time he's tried to help it on its way straight to the man at fine leg. A few meters on either side, or a few millimeters on either side, I would say. And that ball would have fairly raced away.
Change in wind direction as well. Earlier it was from left to right, now from right to left. Not much of a breeze now. Again beaten.
His length has been fuller so far in this game, and he's allowed that ball to move from that length, and it's never easy when it's doing that.
Decent connection. 1 bounce for 4.
Absolutely smashing that ball straight down the ground. It was a full toss, low full toss, not the easiest of balls to hit. He had to keep slightly low, just shuffling across the stumps and then making sure he hits that straight as an arrow.
Looking for a score in the vicinity of 110, 120. They are well on course. It's getting fine. Not a convincing stroke. Couple of runs.
I like the courage, and I like the fact that the Stallions bowlers haven't really been afraid to pitch the ball up despite being hit for boundaries, because once you do pitch the ball up and there's a hint of movement, you're always in for business. You always have that slight chance of picking up a wicket. Aggressive mindset.
Beautiful stroke. Handsome stroke for 4 over the top of the man at the extra cover. This is tend and deliver. It's not worried about hitting it on the rights. Not worried about getting it over the top. Low full toss. Though he lost his shape a bit. Bat turned in his hand as well, but managed to hit the gap for 4.
There was another full toss in this over. The first one being smashed for 4. The second one given a similar treatment.
And there will be a single to mark the end of the Fifth over, halfway stage in the first innings. United Challengers winning the toss and batting first are 48 for 1. Lovely evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha, Qatar. Raja Anjum has gone for a tea break. And joining me in the commentary box is Mikhail Waswani. Enough runs, you reckon, in the first 5 overs? Face?
Good evening, Devendra. Good evening to all our viewers. That's been the par score after 5 overs on the surface in the last few games, around the 40-run mark. Over the fielder, bowler's head there. Was in 2 minds.
Introduction of a spin and getting wicket as well. Anaf was going all guns blazing. Spinners can be effective on this pitch as well.
Tossed up, taken on the full, and it's been put down. Just overran that one on this occasion.
Great opportunity to break the partnership. Just taken the wicket. Low full toss from well outside the upper stump, straight to that fielder.
Another, poor fielding once again. This has been the problem with most of the sides. They've dropped catches and allowed the ball to slip as well in between them.
Not a bowler's mistake. Took wicket in the previous over, broke the partnership, and now created opportunity. This should have been stopped. This should have been stopped. Better alertness is required. They spent a lot of time today evening running around and making sure that they are attuned to the action. It's not showing off at the moment.
Once again plays it down the ground towards the long off region. In the vacant area rather.
There was fieldsman in place. This time hitting effort is made, but not proving dividend. He's out. He's out. Ronak has finally got the wicket. Should have taken of the very first delivery of his second over as well.
What an over this has been. A catch has been dropped. 4 has gone through the fielder's hands, and the bowler decides, I'll leave it all to myself. Tosses up once again. Some turn on that occasion. A conventional off-spinner's delivery, inviting the batter into the drive or the big hit. And just crashing into the stumps. Riaz was looking dangerous. Departs for 27 of 19. Second wicket falls here for United Challengers.
Satish Kumar comes out to bat. He's played a little bit of cricket for Maharashtra cricket as well. In India, moved to Qatar, trying to find balance between work and play. So if you play cricket for Maharashtra cricket, you have to be very good.
Oh yes, in Maharashtra the culture is called Khadoos cricket. Very, very tough cricket they play over there. They like to give it back to the opposition. I'm sure he'll bring that characteristic into the United Challengers playing 11 as well. Oh, poor delivery. Half track or no pace on that. They're taking a single down to fine leg. I'll tell you what, in all of it, the pace of the game is completely reduced.
With the introduction of his spin, he's not giving the pace to the batsman to work with. He has to apply, draw out additional power from himself to dispatch the ball to the boundary. And that's the situation. 27 of 19. Riaz Shin getting 27 of 19. And Anaf Mohammad 24 of 13, giving the team the necessary platform to build onto it. It is 55 for 2 after 6 overs. Can they restrict them below 100? That's the question. 2 wickets for 15 for Ronak Singh with his off spin.
Spin can be very effective on the surface. Time and again, at the pitch report, we've seen that this pitch will really help finger spinners. Ronak Singh there once again, just vindicating that stand. Jack Joman, he's a fine batter as well. United Challengers will need a move on from here. Two new batters in the middle. Gives the charge, goes up and over the field. He had backed up a little too much on this occasion. Had he been stationed at the ropes, this could have been converted into a catch.
Yeah, powerful stroke straight down the ground. First thing first, getting the pitched up delivery. He was convinced, but fielder couldn't get the movement right. Could not get the direction of his running well. With a little bit better judgment, he should have taken this one.
These half chances need to be converted in the T10 format.
Pulled away. Not quite making the connection. Little bit of extra lift from the surface. First bouncer from the over as well, Mikhail.
Well directed bounce and a good way to come back as well. You got to get your man. You got to have the last laugh, remember.
Just before the start of the play, I had a chat with Satish Kumar about getting the opportunity to play cricket again. He was grateful to the QCA organization for creating a platform for them to continue to play the game of cricket.
This is a wonderful initiative by the Qatar Cricket Association. The B and C division as well needs the spotlight and the focus. They are keen and eager to climb the ranks in Qatar cricket. Of course, there is the Premier Division, the senior players. They'll also be getting their opportunities, but this is a very fine endeavor.
Worked away through the square region for a single. Again, they were forced to leave their country for the purpose of finding job and helping the family, and again getting the opportunity and reconnecting with the roots and the childhood memories of watching cricket.
And they should be aware that a good showing over here will easily bring them in the radar for selection. They could be called for camps. Pull this time. And that goes over the ropes as well. A lot of power behind it. Got into position very quickly. And Jack, after conceding a boundary of his first ball, is turning expensive.
Getting into very good position to receive the ball, then clearing his front leg and making a fine connection. Taking the ball over the boundary for a 6.
Devendra, this is the shorter part of the boundary. And that's why it gets easier when you're playing the horizontal bat shot. This time keeping low.
Pulling the slower delivery, the off cutter. Not rising to the expectation of the batsman. 4 single, 1-1, then 6 and not.
Devendra, just coming back to a discussion on the opportunity being given, quite a few skyscrapers here. The first over was wonderful. The third and fifth as well, and the seventh too, helping the United Challengers. The opportunity for the B and C, good performances will be kept in mind. There's visual evidence, they'll be documented. They could be called for nets, they could be called for camps, and they could be shortlisted as well for future.
Also Qatar, as they prepare for T10, rather T20 World Cup qualifiers, supposed to play T10 qualifiers in Canada very soon, so they should be getting ready for the potential selection. If they perform so well, there will be training camp, there will be other T10 or T20 tournament as well in near future.
If you're a good bowler, you could be called up as a net bowler as well, bowling to the senior national team. The idea of just rubbing shoulders with them should help their cause.
That's how Wasim Akram and company were picked for the 1992 World Cup in New Zealand and Australia, where Pakistan eventually went on to win that World Cup. This time hits down the ground.
Very good fielding to keep that to 1.
Audition for the players for potential opportunities are plenty.
Oh yes, what an opportunity. Grab it is all I can tell the players playing in this QCA Ramadan T10 Cup 2022. Nicely bowled, quicker this time. They steal a single at backward point. Very good cricket.
The playing conditions absolutely fantastic, world class, international level. The ground condition, the academy facilities, and also stands as well. Under lights, it's about giving new structure to the sporting events that Qatar has been hosting.
Goes big. He's not got the distance on this, only the elevation and a simple catch at covers. He'll make no mistake. That was very easy by the end of it. Once again going for glory, and he departs.
Lovely tossed up delivery, trying to hit it down the ground, just getting the top edge, and easy catch taken by the fielder. Showing good promise, taking wickets as well. Usman striking in his first over as well, and it is 69 for 3. Sunil the better out.
The captain departs. And Stallions have come back well. He goes for 4 and 5. Anant and Narayan with a very fine catch. Usman, the bowler. They've come back well in this game, the Stallions. Remember, you don't want to chase on the surface, Devinder.
You were talking about 90 to 100 batting first, and that can be intimidating, so you can understand how the progression of this innings has been. At one point of time, they looked good to get to 110, but now wickets and spinners in operation, it is becoming increasingly difficult.
Oh, that's lobbed up straight to short fine leg. Another soft dismissal. Back-to-back wickets here for Usman. And all of a sudden, United challengers are losing their way in the middle.
Usman is having a rosy day here. Again, this time around, slightly flatter and quicker delivery. Trying to turn the ball over the top of the man at the short fine leg region. But simple catch for the fielder. 2 wickets from this over for Usman. And 69 for 4. Wobbling at the moment, United challengers.
We've seen a hat-trick a few nights ago by Nazim. And at the moment, Usman looks good. Satish Kumar departs for 12. And what a turnaround in the momentum at the moment. United challengers staring down the barrel. Have lost 2 wickets in 2 deliveries. And Usman has done the bulk of the damage.
The opening pair was efficient enough to negotiate the fast bowlers, especially in the 3 overs of mandatory power play. Once the spin was introduced, they started losing wickets, and also the run rate has come down drastically.
Oh yes, the run rate of course has taken a hit over here, but Usman has come back really well.
Hat-trick with a slip in position.
And it's a dummy out here. The batter just moves out of the way. Slip in place. Backward point. Short fine leg. Here we are. Another tossed up delivery, watchfully played. Ensures he denies that hat-trick. What a delivery though. Nicely tossed up.
Yeah, a little bit of drift as well. He's bowling into the breeze, so getting the ball to drift as well. And dip on the ball as well. So that was a challenging delivery, but since a batsman had this clear idea in his mind of avoiding the hat-trick, that's why he played it defensively.
Single towards a short fine leg. Very good over here by Usman. He's conceded only 4 runs and taken 2 wickets. On top at the moment, Stallions. After 8, it's 71 for 4.
It's the same team that managed 148 in their first outing against the team Marcos, but it has to be attributed to wicket or absence of their key batter in today's contest.
Oh yes, Denzel that evening for United Challengers was a one-man army, scoring 80 odd runs, unbeaten runs, and he was the reason why they got to 148. And today it's been a very contrasting turnaround in their total. 71 for 4, largely due to the absence as well. We talk about individual brilliance. We talk about a freakish innings. Denzel brought that to the fore.
Especially in limited overs cricket, T10 and T20 particular, individual brilliance changing everything. 2 wickets from Usman's over, the first one, trying to whack it down the ground, slicing it. It was a comfortable catch for the fielder. And then trying to turn the ball away on the onside to a flatter, quicker delivery. That's getting the top edge and straightforward catch for the short fine leg region. 2 wickets coming from Usman's over.
Oh yes, just closing his face of the bat too early on that occasion. Abdul, very tidy first over, will complete his 2 overs. What a time for him to come in as well. Gives that wild swing. Was there some outside edge on that?
Well, there was some deviation. Was that because of the late swerve or swing? Or was that because of the outside edge, bottom edge?
Oh, no signal from the umpire means that was edge and missed out as well. Mohammad Usman, the umpire, they have been wonderful. The umpirings and the standards in this tournament has been absolutely spot on. Sajidullah at square leg, Mohammad Usman, the gentleman in your frame, the 2 umpires officiating in this game. And they've done a very fine job this evening, Devinder. Prasanna Haran, the match referee.
72 for 4. Couple of lusty hits required. This time he drills the ball, but there's a protection there on the boundary. At a time then they should be hitting 4s and 6s.
And all of a sudden, the gear and the momentum has shifted, and it's all in favor of the Stallions. United Challengers had begun well. That opening partnership was looking threatening. They've just gone into their shell of theirs now.
Got to get more than 90 runs at least to stay in the hunt. Otherwise, Stallions have the batting lineup to get over the line.
Goes for that big wild swing, misses everything, and in the process they steal a single.
By signal by the umpire. The lines have been very good today. Normally you see plenty of wides. Today the control, the discipline in the bowling department as far as lines concerned has been spot on. Abdul into ball to Nasir, and this time turns the ball away for a couple of runs. Throw towards a non-strike and chance for run out, and he does it well. Another wicket in form of run out. 75 for 5 now.
How quickly this game has lost and changed momentum for the United Challengers. That was an unorthodox throw, but it was accurate over the stumps. A second run was never there on that occasion. They've thrown away another wicket, the United Challengers. Half the side in the dugout. And at the moment, Stallions are all over them.
There is one match scheduled after this as well, starting at 8:30 local time. 75 for 5. After getting up to a decent start in the first 3 overs, the mandatory power play overs, until the 5th over they were lingering around 50. And that's the situation. Fetan Doha winning both the matches with a positive net run rate of 2.52 at the top of the table in Group A. And this is the Group D match.
That's played towards the long off region. I'll tell you what, this is a very fine bowling effort by Stallions. This is the same side, the United Challengers, that got to 148 in their first game, and they're reeling at 76 for 5 in this outing. And if they can keep them inside 90, I feel the Stallions would want to believe at the halfway stage that they are in with a realistic chance of putting it across.
Team that loses this contest will be out of the competition. This time get another good ball in for himself. That marks the end of the 9th over, and the score remains 76 for 5. That's the situation. Fetan Doha have already qualified for the playoffs with 4 points in 2 matches. Sprite Cricket Stars, they need to win the last match to stay in the hunt. Desert Warriors also qualifying with 4 points with the positive net run rate of 2.55. Masters Cricket Club winning 1 match, losing 1. In Group C, the Stars CC winning both the games, and this is the Group D match. United Challengers and the Stallion Sports Centre at the bottom of the table in Group D with negative net run rate. They need to win it, and win it with a big margin as well. If they lose today, they will be knocked out of the competition.
short and wide. Very lucky to get away on this. Another short and wide delivery, just not being able to collect it. That's been the problem with United Challengers. Their batting has not clicked this evening. They need to get over 90 to add some respectability to the total. Remember, they also need to pose an intimidating total. And at the moment, the Stallions are in complete control.
Another bouncing delivery. Just one wide so far in this contest, total 3 extras. Great discipline with line and length. That's the area that they improved the most coming into this game. They were erratic in the first match, conceding plenty of extras, but not today. Stallions bowling with purpose.
This time keeping low, just backing away too much, exposing all 3 stumps. 3 dot balls in the final over of the innings is a crime. Make that 4 dot balls, beg your pardon.
Well, 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 this is the final over in a T10 contest. And just 5 wickets down. Nasir has taken 8 deliveries for his 4. Askar is yet to open his account. Mini conference between the 2 batters. They need to find a boundary. 2 sixes maybe.
Goes for the scoop this time. Fine legs up in the circle. Enough legs to go for a 4. Good shot. He missed out on the first 4 deliveries. He's got 4 runs in the 5th. Some momentum here, but a little too late in the innings.
Good control. The movement, shuffle and the balance and the connection, everything was spot on. Good conscious decision to make this move, to get a boundary away, and he's been successful to take the score to 80. Can they get one more boundary to finish this first innings and take the momentum back home in the dressing room?
Gives that a wild hit towards the extra cover region. Make that 4 more back-to-back 4s to end their innings. This is a good effort in the end by Nasir. In position very early, playing it on the up through the extra cover region. They finish on 84, giving that all he had.
2 back-to-back boundaries. Excellent shot. Great connections in both the strokes that he executed. One the scoop, one hammering it through the extra cover. 84. They need to bowl exceedingly well to stay alive in the competition. 27 of 19 from the blade of Riaz, and Anaf also getting 24 of 13. Starting well in the first 5 overs, they were in a driver's seat, but then falling apart. 2 boundaries will lend a little bit of semblance to the innings, managing 84 for 5 with only 3 extras. That tells us about the discipline from the bowlers.
Well, the bowling, this has to be one of the most economical performances we've seen by a team in this competition. Deepak Singh may have been costly, but look at Abdul Rafi, 9 runs in his 2 overs, and after that Usman Mohammad, 2 wickets for 4 runs in his 1 over, and also Ronak Singh, 2 wickets for 15 runs in his 2 overs. Pull things back in their favour, only 3 extras, and that's been the highlight of their bowling effort. And this means that they kept things very tight in the middle and didn't allow the United Challengers to free their arms. A very fine bowling effort, and by the end of it, the United Challengers managed only 84 in their 10. And the equation is fair and square for them is when the Stallions come out to bat, they will need to get 85. All of that on the other side of a short break.
Welcome back to the Asian Town Cricket Stadium and this so crucial encounter between the United Challengers and Stallions CC. United Challengers batting first and setting up a competitive target, 75 runs, and this could well turn out to be quite competitive given the nature of this wicket.
An opportunity as well, Raza, here for Stallions to just register their first points on the table. They're languishing at the bottom of their group. This is a great opportunity to just open up that race and make it a three-way battle to the top two. United Challengers taking on the Stallions. This is a Group D encounter. Chasing 75. They couldn't have asked for a better outing.
Yeah, it looks easy on paper. We never know with these conditions. 1 or 2 good overs and United Challengers can be back in business.
Especially we've seen some weird things happen when chasing on the surface. Very difficult to ascertain how the track will play. All set for ball 1. Right away on target, played towards the short fine leg region. That could have been close.
Well, it reminds me of Shaheen Shah Afridi or just with Bumrah. First over, right up in the block hole, asking questions. And had he missed that ball, it would have been curtains for sure. Plumb in front, I thought.
Oh yes, it came in at an angle. Had he missed it, it would have also crashed in the stumps. What a delivery to begin with, and they're off the mark as well. The Stallions, one good partnership, one freakish innings, and they can feel comfortable in the dugout.
Comes and see a bit of movement and the ball keeping low. They will scamper through for a leg by, will they? Oh well, it would have been interesting if that ball hit the stumps directly, but it was a risky run, that's for sure.
They have to take this risk if they have to get closer to the target. Very ordinary work behind the stumps. Once again, that ball keeping low, and that will create doubts in the mind of the batter. Edged towards third man for another single.
He's been right on money in this over as Nasser. 3 deliveries. Bowled at the right lines and right lengths, asking questions to the batsman.
Never easy for the bowlers as well, Raza, when you don't have a cushion. 74 is not enough cushion for the bowlers to also extract some kind of purchase with an attacking field as well. Watchfully played towards the mid-on region. He's pushed back to long on, so a single is always on the offing.
Yeah, it's the margin for error that gets reduced, Mikhail.
Yes, the risk-taking factor decreases for the batters, and the wicket-taking opportunity subsequently as well goes down, and that's why it's very hard on the bowlers as well.
And a big appeal, I think that's going down leg side, but another risky run, should be out, and the keeper whips the bails off. What a wicket, another wicket in run out in this tournament, and the batsman just gifting it away.
There was no run whatsoever. The non-striker showing no interest at all. Brain fade moment there for the batter, and a wicket in the first over means the Stallions will find themselves in trouble, and the Challengers are back in business.
What was he thinking there? This wasn't a walk in the park, was it?
Just looked like those morning walks the batter would set out on, and then suddenly realizing he's forgotten something back at home.
Extremely casual, extremely casual. His coach won't be too happy in the dugout, neither would his captain.
Oh, that's the youngster Sheikh Zayed. I had a chat with him. Unfortunate that he's run out. He's the wicketkeeper batsman, only 15 years of age, playing for under-19 Qatar. He's back in the dugout. In comes Jack. Played a handy innings in the last game. It's up to him.
So far it's been a really good first over by Nasser, just giving away 4. And this time with a full toss, he was lucky that the batsman didn't get anything on it. It will be signaled as a wide, but any contact on the bat and that ball would have fairly raced away.
Good glove work behind the stumps. Very acrobatic. What an over this has been. Gives the charge, drives it towards the cover point region. Will take another single. So it's been a cautious start. Not without a stutter. One gone. It's 6 for 1.
Sheikh Zayed Hussain, the youngster, unfortunately getting out for just the 2. Jack German has been joined by Asif Saeed, and they're both not out on 1 each at this stage. It's just the beginning for them. Not the best of starts, not the start they would have hoped for when they went out in the middle, but it's still early days.
Sheikh Zayed Hussain run out in the first over. Had a very long chat with him early in the day. He's played for under 19 Qatar. Started playing his cricket in Qatar. He comes from India. And he is eager to make a mark for Qatar cricket, and no better opportunity for him. However, this time around, he just threw it away. Got to give him the benefit of doubt as well.
He's just 15 years of age though, so he still has a lot of cricket in front of him. I'm sure he will go back and learn from the mistake he just made.
Imras to bowl the second over. Challengers with their tails up after getting that wicket in the very first over. Pace and movement, late movement on that one.
Yeah, the encouraging signs already for Imras. That ball swinging like a pendulum. It's going to be interesting how Jack goes about his business. Will he be proactive? Will he try and take the attack to the ball, or will he just be happy to tick it around for a few runs before he gets into the launching pad?
Nicely bowled. Yes, no, but that very good fielding effort. And this is what will apply pressure on the batters on the chasing side. When you stop those half chances, those singles, you get them to do something out of the box which will be out of their personality.
Absolutely. They need to throw themselves around, these fielders, convert doubles into ones, cut out the boundaries.
Gives the charge. But has he got an edge? Yes, edged and taken there. Pace on the ball. It had some carry. And it also got some part of the willow on the way to the wicketkeeper.
Oh, these bowlers, these United Challenger bowlers are making the ball talk, that's for sure. With a bit of shimmy down the wicket there by the batsman trying to play across the line. A faint edge through to the keeper. And it's 2 down now for Stallions, and they are in a bit of spot of bother, troubled waters.
Jack has to depart. Just one for him in the 4 deliveries. Problems plenty here for Stallions. They're staring down the barrel at the moment. All of a sudden, United Challengers taken control. You can see a sea of yellow in the middle.
A 7-4 offside field here. Quite conventional in nature as well. They've got a deep fine leg and a deep third man in place. Backward point, cover, a short cover. Men at mid-on, men at long on and long off. And there is a mid-wicket, a short mid-wicket at 45. Conventional tactics in the field.
Oh yes, it's a packed offside field. 4 on the off, inside the circle, a slip in place as well. Once again, he's maintaining and bowling around that corridor of uncertainty. Just tempting the batter into the drive.
And they've come out there with a positive mindset. They want to get wickets. It's quite clear they've got a slip in place and a man at short cover. So there are two men catching positions. This is great to see. They haven't got a lot of runs to play with, so wickets at top can help slow down the run rate at times. Oh, once again, that shape away from the batsman. The feet were all at sea, not covering the line of that ball, and comprehensively beaten once again. It's going back to that point about picking up wickets. If you do pick up wickets early, more often than not, it puts the brakes on the scoring as well. They've picked up two crucial wickets already in the second over, and Stallions CC have just managed 3.27 runs to the over in the first two, and United Challengers will be extremely happy with the way they've bowled in these first two overs.
On target again, nicely fielded. Top cricket. This is a wicket maiden, and what an over it's been from Imraz. He's begun in style. We saw one last evening by Tabrez, and now Imraz as well with a wicket maiden has just announced his arrival in the tournament.
Yeah, I like the energy in the field. They're talking to each other. There's a lot of noise, chirping around. They've picked up two wickets, so obviously their tails up. Just the kind of start they required as they were defending this competitive target, I would say, still. Just because of the nature of the wicket and the opposition's at stake.
And it's been a very disciplined bowling effort so far by the challengers. Sheikh and Jack in the dugout. Asif and Wasif in the middle. There's still batting to come, but going by the bowling effort put in by the challengers, it's not going to be an easy task for the chasing side. Rikas will bowl the third, so the plan is simple. Don't let the batter settle to one bowler.
Yeah, they've certainly got their plans right here. Just making sure they keep the batsman guessing. Now, what can Stallions do differently at this stage? They've got their backs against the wall. Rikas comes into ball, and this time way down the leg side, umpire signalling that as a wide, an easy call to make on that occasion.
And all of a sudden this track is showing some life. The ball is taking off, coming at a very nice height. Just feel it's changed its mood all of a sudden.
Absolutely. I think the United Challengers bowlers have certainly bent their backs this evening. Oh, was not too far away from hitting the pad. Just got the bat in the way. That could have been interesting had that ball hit the pads on full. In he comes once again, Rikas, hoping to continue the momentum that the United Challengers have gained in the first two overs. He's bowling around the wicket. And this time is flicked it away. And is flicked it away for a one bounce. No, I thought it was a one bounce four, but the umpire signaling a six. So what a way to get out of jail.
Oh yes, getting into position very quickly on this occasion. Just shuffling in the crease and got that over the ropes as well, indicated by the fielder. Beg your pardon, by the dugout too. Much needed six. That'll release some pressure as well in the dugout and in the middle. Will ease those nerves. They were just getting into their shell. What a release shot this is.
They need a couple more. Rikas comes into bowl and once again tucked away, going through for a single. They'll be happy with that. That's also good cricket. You just hit a bowler for a six and then get up strike.
And that's where I failed to understand the approach by Rikas. He began bowling around the wicket, and after being hit for a six, he's moved over the wicket. I felt he should have begun from over the wicket.
Yeah, totally agree there, Mikhail. Just makes more sense.
Much better this time. Fuller underneath the bat.
Yeah, not much you can do about those, even in this day and age. The hardest, the Yorker is still the hardest, the toughest delivery to get underneath. Unless you're a Yuvraj Singh or a Kevin Peterson.
This is a good comeback by Rikas. What a tournament this has been, Raza. 15 matches already, another 15 to go.
Yeah, it's been one heck of a cricketing extravaganza, quite unprecedented in its own ways. And could be close. Is there an overthrow on the cards? They're coming back for it, yes. They will come back for it quite comfortably in the end. Yes, Mikhail, this tournament being played between B and C division teams, remember? The quality of cricket we've seen has been absolutely top class.
Oh yes, they never had the opportunity of playing on a surface like this. Most of the cricket has happened on mats, never played under lights. Just take a look at the bowling performance. The challengers have just come out with a super plan. Look at that economy. A maiden wicket for Imras. Rikas as well conceding 11 in the last over. Nasir Mohammed 5 of his first. So the restrictions have been lifted. And after the completion of 3 overs, 17 for 2, challengers are very much in it at the moment.
Absolutely. And just going back to your point about this tournament, the good thing about it has been that we've seen crowds, we've seen people of all age groups, genders, coming all types and sizes here. And it's particularly good to see youngsters coming in, watching this game, developing motivation for it. That's how the future stars are made. That's how the motivation for the game is developed in a nation. These are the kind of tournaments that will go down a long way in the future to dictate the quality of cricket in Qatar.
Oh yes, the landscape is certainly changing, and the structure is coming in place here for Qatar cricket with some wonderful leagues like this. Oh, he's picked that up. Fielder coming underneath. What? Oh, just when it looked like he had taken it, he puts it down. Did enough to get underneath that one. But once again, another catch under lights goes down.
It seems that boundary on this end is a bit longer compared to the other. Wasif likes flicking the ball, likes it if it's pitched on his legs. What he's trying to do, though, is trying to time the ball rather than bludgeoning it and hitting it with full force. Comes Imras, the second ball of the over. And this time it was a good recovery there by the bowler. I think that's the line he needs to bowl more often to Wasif. He's probably realised that Wasif is particularly strong on his legs. So testing his technique on that off stump.
Just get the impression that the Stallions are confused about how to approach this chase. They understand it's not a big target, but are they getting into the shell? That's the question. Nicely bowled once again, just holding its line this time.
Yeah, I think they've caught Wasif out here as well. They've realised he's playing well off his legs. Is he good enough to play the drive on the offside? Can he cut the ball? So far, he's been found wanting.
Yes, he's good on his pads, good on his anything on his feet. And that's why they've just altered that line a little bit, playing it somewhere around middle and off, maybe slightly outside of, challenging him with the drives. Look at the pace and bounce. This is what Imras brings to the table. One for the over. This is what you need to do. Just remind the batter as well that T10 is not a batting oriented game.
Absolutely, absolutely. The way these United Challengers bowlers have turned up in this game, they've shown how T10 can be a bowler's territory as well. In comes Imras for the 5th ball of this over. And once again, beating him outside the off stump.
And you're quite right, Raza, there with that line outside the off. Wasim is a completely different batter when that ball is pitched in that region. He likes deliveries on his legs.
He can probably pick a leaf out of Mohammad Rizwan's book, who's another strong onside player, but he shuffles across a lot to his, to the 3rd stump and outside of it to negate that swing and maybe play it on the onside. So far, he's just going through motions, just staying where he is, letting the bowler bowl to him.
Oh yes, he's been flashing the bat way too much outside that off stump region. Once again, just not able to get behind it and not in position. Another top over by Imras, a maiden wicket in the first over and only 2 in this. 2 for 1 in his 2. And this is very good bowling as the Stallions now seem to be just falling in that chase. Look at that worm as well, the one in the red, highlighting the Stallions' approach at the moment.
Yeah, those worms are going in different directions at the moment. In a similar stage, in the same stage rather, United Challengers were starting to peak. Not the case with the Stallions' innings. They've got their backs against the wall. Have the Stallions 66 required now of 6 overs as Imran has been introduced into the attack. A bit of spin in operation.
I'd want to believe spin has a huge role to play on the surface. Not seen many spinners in operation. Imran, 2 wickets for him in the 2 games. I'll tell you what, a wicket or 2 here, Stallions will be in deep, deep trouble.
First ball just clipped away for a single. That wouldn't do any harm to United Challengers.
We thought spin was in operation, but that's another medium pacer with 4 to 5 steps into his run-up.
It was quite deceptive, wasn't it? Imran, gentle medium pace, but he's bowling with the keeper up. And this time a touch full, a mistimed stroke. He's probably trying to hit that through the offside, but the ball coming back in a touch and taking the inside half of the bat, just a single.
64 of 34. 8 wickets in hand. 9 out of 10 times the chasing side will do it. Wide signalled.
Also remember, a lot of these players playing for Stallions are quite young, so it's a really good exposure for them, and a lot of credit needs to be given to them for coming out there and playing under pressure situations.
All right, Raza, what's the message you'll send out to your 2 batters from here on?
Yeah, I think it's important for them to analyze the bowling that has been on offer at the moment. Just maybe think about which way the bowler is trying to move them. What are the bowler's strength? Is a bowler trying to bowl more outswingers or in-swingers? For example, this time it was driven away for a couple of runs. So, for example, in this over, Imran, he's not getting a lot of movement, is he? So they could probably afford to move around in the crease and play to their strengths. As a batsman, they've got to analyse what they are good at as well. For example, Wasif we saw is good at the onside, so he's got to make sure that he changes the line and length of the delivery and gets him to bowl into his zone. At the moment, he's just allowing them to bowl. Yeah, that's more like it. That's exactly what I was talking about. He knows his limitations. He's not good on the offside, so maybe just shuffle around the crease and get the bowler to bowl into his legs.
All said and done, at the moment, they're just putting themselves into a rut at this point in time. He did shuffle on the last occasion there, but was not able to execute it. The pressure is piling on him. He had begun well, but all of a sudden, his strike rate is dipping below 100. And that's where the pressure is mounting. Oh, he's picked that up once again towards the mid-wicket region, straight to the fielder's hands. He makes no mistake. He didn't have to move an inch on this occasion. And Wasif's struggle in the middle comes to an end. Wicket number 3 falls for the Stallions.
He struck it well on that occasion. We'll have a look at it again. So it was in his zone, flicked away. He likes flicking the ball away. He timed it too well in the end and straight to the fielder. But it was a bit of a struggle, as you said, Mikhail. Right, 5 overs gone. It's 25 for 3 as we welcome Devinder into the commentary box.
Brilliant performance in the bowling department, defending only 85 runs with the new ball, especially considering those 3 overs, mandatory power play overs, were with only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. So this has been an excellent effort in the bowling department in this innings, and taking out all the key batters out. 25 for 3 after 5 overs. Now, it is going to be a challenge for the team Stallions to win from here, with a new batter arriving at the crease, not developing any kind of partnership. Partnership is key. It does not matter whether you play T10, T20 or Test match cricket. Partnership is the key word here.
Absolutely, Devinder. At the moment, they've got their backs against the wall as Satish Kumar comes in to bowl his first over. They need 60 or 5, 12 runs to the over. It's becoming a gargantuan task. When he comes, and a flighted delivery ticked away for a 1 at least. Yeah, it's going to be a 1.
Yeah, this should have been done slightly earlier in this contest. The running between the wicket with the field is spread. The focus should have been on converting 1 into 2, taking single of every delivery. They could have kept themselves in the hunt. Still, with a couple of lusty blows, they can come back into the contest. The thing is that they got 2 new batters at the crease.
And this time it was a touch short. Cutting that ball away to point. Not enough power in it. No placement as well.
Coming back to planning chase, if you could recall India versus Australia in the T20 World Cup quarter-final in the year 2016. India was almost out of the contest. And the way Australians are bowling at that particular moment, and then boundaries hard to come by. Virat Kohli in particular, making sure that he put the ball into the gap, playing with his soft hands, converting 1 into 2, 2 into 3s, and all of a sudden he got momentum into his innings, and India went on to win that game from a very difficult situation.
Once again trying to cut away. There is protection out of the boundary. Yes, to win there. So often people think it's a game of 4s and 6s, but partnerships so very important and essential.
Because when you work the single around, you have to think about the gaps available, how much power he should be using to produce that shot, and that gives a little bit of momentum. Also the footwork improves because of the running between the wicket. So they find themselves in a better position to execute the shots. And also when you're taking singles rotating strike, it disrupts the rhythm of the bowler as well, and you get few loose deliveries in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. As a batsman, running between the wickets is certainly one of the weapons you need to have in your repertoire, because it's always going to be easy pickings. He'll face bowlers who are difficult to hit. And this time, the bowler pitching it on that length, not quite able to execute that shot as well as he would have liked.
Coming back to running between the wickets, if you look at best finishers in the world of cricket, that's where they find themselves in, not quite matching the towering figures on these skyscrapers being put in place by the team United Challengers. Not many though, but they kept getting there and thereabout all the time to get to this total of 84 for 5 in their 10 overs and in the chase. In control of the proceeding at the moment with ball in hand, 29 for 3 after 6 overs. Satish Kumar bowling his solitary over for 4.
Yeah, we're talking about finishers from around the world. People like Michael Bevan, MS Dhoni. Really good runners between the wickets. Making sure they keep the fielders on their toes, converting the ones into twos, taking that first run quickly, making sure they run hard for that. These are the kind of techniques that help you build partnerships and steal those runs.
And finally getting a wide ball as well. Imran bowling a fine first over, just conceding 6 and taking wicket. Needs to get his direction right. At the moment his team is on top. A couple of lusty blows and you never know. Game changes quickly in T10.
Yeah, another quality runner between the wicket was Pakistan's Moin Khan, accompanied by Wasim Akram.
If you could remember 2004-5 match, under they were chasing around 350, almost there. That coaching from the dressing room from Javed Miandar did not help them. That's a different story altogether.
Karachi 2004. India touring power as we speak. Stallions have lost another wicket here. It was a straight delivery. The batsman trying to heave that ball, missing it altogether. Well, I thought it missed it, but he actually ended up mistiming it. Both the ball coming off the top half of the bat and lobbing back to the bowler. Caught and bowled.
31 for 4. Asif goes for 8 of 11. And his team is in deep trouble now. Coming back to that ODI, India versus Pakistan in Karachi in 2004-5.
Yeah, India touring Pakistan after a gap of almost 10 years. And it was a historic series won by India in the last game in Lahore. But that first game was a run fest for sure. 350 odd runs, and it was almost chased down. The great man Inzamam ul Haq, the skipper, getting a century in that game.
India winning the last match. They lost 4 wickets for 94, chasing 295. But they kept playing the shots. That was their tempo into the innings, despite losing wickets. Then Rahul Dravid and Mohammad Kaif stitching a partnership together and helping India getting over the line and winning a historic series on Pakistan soil.
I remember that game quite well. It's a bunked school to watch it on TV live.
Shot. Couple of bounces to the fielder on the boundary. And Lakshmipati Balaji rising on the scene and becoming a popular figure in Pakistan.
I actually happened to go and watch one of the games, and people were going berserk after Balaji. Lots and lots of support there for him. And he did extremely well as well, bowled exceptionally well in that tournament.
Swing. Nowadays working as a coach, bowling coach with Chennai Super Kings. This time gets the top edge. Wicketkeeper will not make any mistake. He takes the catch eventually. Another wicket falls, trying to up the ante to a bouncing delivery, getting the top edge, and simple catch for the keeper. Another wicket. Hitting the deck, getting a little bit of extra lift. Wanted to hit through the onside. Was not in any kind of position to play that shot.
Yeah, no looking position there. No control over that shot.
Imran taking his 3rd wicket. 3 wickets for 10. Defending 85. This has been an outstanding performance. with the ball from Imran as well. They started well in bowling department and continuing to apply pressure on the opposition. It's 33 for 5 after 6.5 overs, almost through to the next round. The team United Challengers, and if they lose today, the Stallions, they will be out of the competition.
Yeah, they've been absolutely abysmal with the bat tonight. Haven't quite looked the part as Ronak.
After the completion of this match, don't go away. We will have an exciting contest featuring Pak Afghan, flair and attacking stroke play, and they will be taking on the team legends. So plenty of excitement guaranteed tonight in the second match starting at 8:30. That's the bowling figures. None for 5 in solitary over for Nasir at the top of the order, setting the tone of the innings. Then 1 for 2 in 2 overs. Imras was outstanding with the length that he bowled. In the process bowled a maiden as well. Rikas going for 11. 3 wickets for 11 for Imran.
It's going back in time to 2004 again, Devinder. Dada Ganguly captaining the Indian side, and there was so much talk about him transforming the mentality. This time the batsman moves across the stumps, will only get a single. Yeah, Ganguly at the time, they'd just come off a series in Australia where India did so well. What was it that he did well with the Indian team of that time?
Well, in his book, A Century is Not Enough, Saurav Ganguly writes that he visited Australia, worked with Greg Chappell before heading to Australia for that tour, and did a lot of assessment about where the full fielders should be, understood the ground conditions and field setup in company with Greg Chappell, who eventually went on to become the coach of the Indian cricket team, though his coaching tenure was controversial. Saurav Ganguly was removed. That's a different story altogether. But he went there 6 months before the start of the tour, and India planned well. And then they picked the right resources in batting and bowling department. Ganguly himself setting the tone with that fantastic 144 at Brisbane Gabba on the most challenging surfaces in Australia. You find Gabba where there is bounce and also a little bit of seam movement available. Most of the teams fear playing at the Brisbane Cricket Stadium. And that's where the research, the planning, also picking the right resources, and fortunately he had the likes of Dravid in a fantastic form, Dravid and Laxman, and then eventually Tendulkar also getting double 100 in the final test match, the 4th test match, which was incidentally, this time he hits the ball high up in the air, and this could be caught. He's dropped the catch, though Tendulkar took the catch and denied Steve Waugh a century in his last test match appearance at the Sydney cricket ground.
Yeah, an absolute heartbreak there for one of the greatest captains that the world has ever seen. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That Indian team with Saurav Ganguly, led by a lot of method and fearlessness. Very honest captain was Saurav.
Slices, another opportunity. This should be taken. Yes, it is taken eventually. And Satish Kumar has also struck. Wickets continuing to tumble here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Another widest delivery. Saw the batsman coming down the pitch. Little bit of drift as well. And slicing it straight to the man.
Yeah, they're falling like a pack of cards now, that's for sure. And this game is well beyond their reach, it seems. 36 for 5 they are, with 2.1 overs to go and 49 to get. It's task too steep, it seems.
Struggling to make adjustment coming back to their tour. India touring to Australia, the planning and association with Greg Chappell and execution. Sachin was going through bad patch in his career as a batter. He kept getting out, driving the ball through the covers, and 2 deliveries around 4th and 5th stump. His patience was tested, and eventually he decided to not play cover drive and went on to get double 100, 241, not out in the first innings and the 60 odd in the second innings, and that's where everything changed. India could have won that test match as well, but it was because of some poor umpiring from Steve Buckner, and also a gritty knock from Steve Waugh in the final test match before he was out, caught Tendulkar bowled Kumble for 85.
It takes a lot of nerves and discipline for you to just not play a shot that yields you so many runs. Only a great like Sachin Tendulkar could refrain from holding back one of his favorite shots for the greater cause of the team, and he did that absolutely magnificently in that tour.
37 for 6, almost out of the contest. The team Stallions in the chase. We thought when they managed to restrict the opposition to 84 for 5, we thought that Stallions, they have the chance to get there, but never quite get going, losing wickets early on, not quite getting the run rate up, and then kept losing wickets at regular intervals, and hence struggling big time. 37 for 6 after 8 overs.
Those worms going in different directions, there's no doubt about that.
And then taking that momentum forward, historic effort in Australia, and then in Pakistan they performed admirably. Virender Sehwag coming to the fore as well, and Dravid getting runs.
A triple century in Multan, and he was come to known as the Sultan of Multan, fondly admired by the Pakistani skipper Inzamam ul Haq. Thought he had the best cut shot in the world.
And also getting to 100, double 100, triple 100 with sixes. Fearlessness was his favorite word, Virender Sehwag, who believed in dealing in boundaries. Singles and twos, not his forte.
The following year, Pakistan touring India 2005, playing a series of 2 test matches and 6 ODIs.
And the last ODI was played at the Firoz Shah Kotla Stadium in Delhi. I don't want to tell you the result of that series.
Let me do the honors. The test matches were tied and Pakistan winning the 6-match series. 4-2.
Yeah, that was fine performance in limited overs cricket. Had plenty of good quality all-rounders in Pakistan. A seasoned team, good balance in bowling unit as well. Naveed Rana and Mohammad Shami.
Inzamam led by example in that tour. I think there was one game in particular where they were chasing around 315, and Pakistan required 5 of the final over. Tendulkar managed to save the first 5 balls with 1 requiring the last over, and the last ball, I remember, was glided away by Inzamam through point for 4.
Yeah, that was fine effort. Kept his composure, kept troubling Inzamam ul Haq Sachin with his leg spin.
Get him out on a few occasions with his googlies. He himself admits that he was never quite able to pick Sachin's googly.
All the great batsmen struggled to pick his googlies. Inzamam ul Haq, Brian Lara from West Indies, the legendary Brian Lara. Steve Waugh struggled throughout his career against Sachin. Like Sachin struggled against the likes of Abdul Razzaq from Pakistan, Hansi Cronje from South Africa.
Chris Harris or Chris Keynes as well, as he admitted.
Yeah. Subtle variations, ball coming back into him. Those were golden days on the cricketing front in India and Pakistan, 2 competitive units. Now it's a different story altogether, though Pakistan is developing well. Runs here.
Back in the day, they were evenly matched teams, and it was more often than not down to which team was able to hold their nerves better, take the pressure on, although Pakistan were able to have the better of India in bilateral series and matches, but India always getting the upper hand in the World Cups and knockout tournaments.
This time misses out on a potential opportunity of getting the boundary away, trying to whack it through the onside. World Cup 1992, And Tendulkar arose on the scene. 1996, Ajay Jadeja playing that knock. 1999, Rahul Dravid and Venkatesh Prasad taking 5 wickets. And 2003, it was Tendulkar show, 98 runs. And then in the year 2007, they did not get the opportunity to meet because they were knocked out of the competition, both units. One by Scotland, one by Bangladesh. And 2011, India winning courtesy that half century from Sachin Tendulkar. 2015, India also prevailing, and 2019, it was victory for India. And what's going to happen? Although they were beaten in the last meeting in the T20 World Cup,
Yeah,
badly.
the first time ever, Pakistan opening their account against India. So, yeah, it did happen eventually. And Pakistan obviously were longing for that victory, waited for it so long. And it finally came when most people thought there would be a walkover by this current Indian side.
Last over. Brilliant. Putting in the diving effort. They know that it's just a matter of doing the formalities. And India is still trying to recover from that shocking experience facing Shaheen Shah Afridi, knocking the Indian batters out early.
Yeah, I think Pakistan are a force to reckon with now as far as T20 cricket is concerned. They've got so much depth in the side with the likes of Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, and also Shadab Khan coming in the middle with his guidey leg spin. So they've got all bases covered, and they're also a side that feels well for a change. Traditionally, you've seen Pakistani sides doing really well, exceptionally talented with the bat and the ball, but the fielding was not quite there. But this particular Pakistan side spends a lot of time on their fielding, and they take a lot of pride in how they catch and field the ball.
India liked all the wicket keepers from Pakistan, but not the new one, who's doing a lot of damage at the top of the order.
Yeah, he's one of my favourite batsmen at the moment, Mohammad Rizwan. Not the most talented, some might argue, but he is extremely composed in his head and has a method to madness, as they say.
Beaten again. Excellent bowling performance today evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Match number 15 of the competition. The winners will have the opportunity to qualify for the playoffs. Losers will be knocked out of the competition. Total of 16 teams participating. We will have one more match, exciting match coming up. Pak Afghan. You expect a lot of flair and explosiveness about their batting.
We expect a lot of crowd to come in as well today supporting Pak Afghan. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare in this encounter. First match they were knocked out, but it could have been expectations, nerves of playing in a new tournament, unfamiliar territory, but mind you, this game they'll be all pumped up and ready to make a mark.
Here is Rikas, comes in from the far and bowling to left-hand batter. This time he's beaten and run out. Should be a simplest possible decision for the umpire to make, and he has indeed risen the finger. He's gone, run out with just one stump visible, or rather wicket-keeper.
Yeah, it's been an abominable batting display here by Team Stallions, struggling to get to 50 in their allotted 10 overs. They've been completely rolled over here by United Challengers, who are strong contenders now to go to the next round of this tournament.
Posting an imposing total of 148 in their first match, who were beaten by Mark Horse in the chase with one delivery to spare. Today not getting enough runs on the board. They do not have the services of Dengil, who scored 80 odd in the first match, but still getting a competitive total on the board, 85, and in the response 46 for 7. This has been a commanding performance in the bowling department, the discipline, the line lengths, and knowing that they do not have big score to defend. All the bowlers raised their game to great effect to set a victory for the team. This time gets the edge. There will be few runs here, a consolation boundary. Not good enough, but it will take them to 50 for 7.
Where was he early? A bit of a helicopter shot there. Wide outside the off stump, and yeah, just launching that ball over the point region for a boundary.
So that's a huge victory for the team. United Challengers winning by 34 runs. Chasing 85, no big contribution, just one man crossing the double digit 12 or 15 from the blade of Wasif Naeem. Top order collapse, and then middle order continued to struggle. 54-7, they've been reduced to in 10 overs. A symbolic performance in the batting department from the team Stallions. United Challengers, almost every bowler contributed to their victory. 9 for 12 from Nasir Mohammed. Imras getting 1 for 2 in 2 overs. 3 wickets for 11 from Imran. And they never looked like getting over the line in this contest. United Challengers winning by 34 runs.
Yeah, the match summary here. United Challengers scoring 84 for 5 in their allotted 10 overs. Riaz getting 27 of 19. Ashnaf 24 of 13 and Satish Kumar 12 of 9. Pick of the bowlers for Stallions was Usman Muhammad with his 4 wickets with his first 2 wickets for 4. Ronak and Abdul chipping in with 15 for 2 and for 2 for 15 and none for 9. Stallions in response, not quite good enough. Scoring 50 for 7. Wasif, the pick of the batsman, scored 12 of 15. Struggled with his strike rate. Asif and Anantha getting 8 and 6 respectively. The bowling figures there for United Challengers. Imran picking up those 3 key wickets, only giving away 11 runs in his 2 overs. Imran Muhammad picking up a wicket for 2 runs in his 2 overs. And Satish Kumar finishing it off with his 1 for 7 in 2. We'll just take a break now and we'll go down to Mikhail for presentation right after that.
Welcome to the presentation ceremony on day 8, match 15, game played between the Stallions Sports Centre and of course the other team, United Challengers, joining them as well in this particular fixture. We saw what happened with the United Challengers in their first game. They managed 148, but they could not defend that. However, this time around, they've defended 84 and comfortably as well. And by doing so, they've also given themselves an opportunity in this competition to make it into the quarterfinals as well. They didn't get going with the bat, but they ensured the discipline with the ball. They would keep their opposition to only 50 for 7 in their 10 overs and invariably go on to win this game by 34 runs as well. It's been a very fine effort by the United Challengers. For that matter, Stallions, the 2 losses now will mathematically depend on the other team's performances, but they still have a very remote chance of making it into the quarterfinals. In the presentation, it's the right time to call upon a guest of honor as well for this evening, Mr. Asadullah Khan. He's the head coach of the Qatar national team, and he's been doing a fine job of getting the team across to some wonderful playing 11s and playing fields as well. Well, we had quite a few performances this evening for the player of the match. Fair to say Mr. Riyaz Sini of United Challengers with 27 runs was one of the contenders, 3 4s and a 6 with the bat. Imraz Mohammad became the second bowler in the tournament to bowl a wicket maiden as well, and he capped with figures of 1 for 2 in his 2 overs. But it was Imran Kadir who walked away with the honours this evening. 3 wickets for him for 11 runs. Just the right time to call Imran to receive the Player of the Match medallion as well from Asadullah Khan. Mr. Khan, you can take the Player of the Match award and hand it over. Very fine bowling effort here. Kept the Stallions for a meager 50. Imran, what's the plan when you're bowling on a surface like this? How is the pitch for a bowler? Is it friendly or it's more batting oriented?
Actually, pitch is batting oriented pitch only. Actually, we had a plan to bowl outside the off stump. Last match what we had is 148. We scored, but we couldn't defend it. So we went to wickets. But today what we planned is to get more dot balls, and we kept our lines outside the off stump. So that made us difference.
Does the change of pace work on the surface?
Of course, change of pace. Of course, it will work. If you go for wickets, you will go for runs. So if you go for dots, batsman will come for pressure. He'll come for pressure, and we'll get the wickets.
At the halfway stage, y'all thought y'all could defend 84?
Yeah, because we had a good bowling lineup also. So we had a chance of defending it, and we had a confidence that we will defend it.
Right, Imran, you bowled exceptionally well. All the very best. You'll give yourself a chance of making it into the quarterfinals as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, Imran Kadir there with the player of the match in this game against the Stallions. What a performance it's been by the United Challengers as they secure their first points as well in this points table. That's it from the presentation. We have another match coming up. Remember, it's a double-header. Stay tuned. We'll be back with live action on the other side of a short break.